What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I feel like it has been so long since I've actually sat in my filming room and recorded a video for you guys. It's been like a long time for me. And my last video that I shot was like just at work, and I just haven't even just dedicated my time to sit down and talk to you guys like I'm supposed to be doing. So here I am today with a LOC update. Like I said, it's been a while. 2020 has been very wild for not only myself, but it seems like it's been very wild for a lot of people. I just hadn't been in the mood to film. I went through a series of traumatic events that, I might discuss down the line, but as far as now, like, I'm just trying to recover from the PTSD that I got while going through all these traumatic experiences. But nonetheless, I prayed to the ancestors. I spoke to the ancestors about it, and they have guided me through and given me everything that I need to push forward despite everything that has come my way. And it's just crazy because I'm just such a calm, my life is so unproblematic, but shit got a little crazy. Shit got a little crazy for a while. But we good now. So I wanted to come on and do a LOC update because it has been so long since I have actually just sat down and talked about my LOCs, and there's been quite a few changes as far as how my hair just is since then. Of course, as you can see, my hair is growing, which is an amazing thing. First I'll talk about the setbacks, and then I'll talk about, what I'm doing to move forward. So I have been dealing with lint. Lint has been a major issue in my LOCs. I just started noticing it the past maybe 2 to 3 months. I started really seeing, and at first I thought it was buildup, so that's why I was doing ACV rinses and just trying to really deep clean my LOCs. But I realized it was actually lint. I was looking at one of my LOCs, and there was just I hope I can find it. There was just a huge ball of lint in it, which I'm going to try and insert the picture. But this was the LOC, and I actually ended up combing the end of it out because I picked at that chunk of lint in my LOC for so long, and I never was able to get it out. So again, I wasn't sure from the jump if it was LOC or if it was lint or if it was buildup, but it definitely was lint. And so I ended up combing out the whole bottom inch of this LOC just to get it out, and sure enough, it was just a big ball of lint. So moving forward, I need to be very careful with that. I need to be very careful with that because I know lint comes from wearing your hair down and not necessarily keeping it covered at night. And I know I've been a strong voice of, you don't need to cover your LOCs at night, just pull them up in a pineapple. And I still feel like that because I do just pull my LOCs up in a pineapple at night, and I sleep on a satin pillowcase. So I really don't feel like my sleep is what's putting the buildup in my LOCs or the lint in my LOCs. I really just feel like it's because I wear my hair down so much, and it's been the fall winter season, so I'm wearing a lot of sweaters and hoodies and jackets that attract lint, and I feel like I need to just be more mindful that during these seasons I probably need to wear my hair up more often because you can't avoid it. If your LOCs are down and you're wearing a thick fuzzy sweater, you're gonna get lint in them. So yeah, moving forward, I'm going to just try my hardest to keep my LOCs pulled up when I am actually wearing something that has cotton or a furry neckline or shoulders, whatever. So yes, I'm gonna be doing that. And I did the ACV rinse, which I did feel cleaned the surface of my LOCs, but I'm not sure how deep it actually went into my LOCs because, like I said, the fact that I had to comb out the end of this LOC to get everything out, There was no way I could just shampoo it out or ACV it out. There was no way. And while I was combing the lock out, that was pretty crazy because it literally took me like 10 minutes to comb out like an inch of my locks. So I gotta give you guys kudos that actually sit up there and when you're tired of your lock journey, just comb the whole set out, because I don't think I could ever invest that much time into my head. Like, so it's really, y'all are some warriors if you've ever combed out an entire head of locks. But anyway, so as far as my lock update goes, I did get a couple questions on YouTube because even though I hadn't posted, I still went onto the community page and just asked people to ask me a few questions about whatever they wanted to see from me or wanted to know about my journey. So I'm just gonna dive right into it. If I can pull it up, okay. So, okay, one of the questions was, give me an update on your locks. How do you care for your locks, and what products do you use, styles you do on your locks? So as far as how I care for my locks, it's very minimal. Like I said, I go to bed with my hair in a pineapple. Usually my hair is like this on a daily basis. Sometimes I do wear styles. Lately I've been doing like a high bun, which I'll try and insert a picture of that. Sometimes I'll do half up, half down, but for the most part, I pretty much, as far as styles, I leave my locks alone. As far as the care and the products that I use, I only use African black soap, which I do sell, which I will leave the link down below as to be able to find the shampoo that I sell. So I use African black soap. If I want a deeper clean, I use Castile soap. Lately I've been using the Simple Truth brand. You can find it at King Soopers or Kroger's. I actually like it just as much as Dr. Bronner's, and it's a lot cheaper. So I have been using that. I probably use the Castile soap like once every 3 to 4 weeks just to give my locks an even deeper clean, because the African black soap is more of just like a moisturizing daily wash type stuff. So yeah, if you need a deep clean, that's what I use on my locks. And as far as care, I'm still washing them once a week, sometimes not even once a week. Like if I haven't been sweating or doing a lot, like I just don't feel the need to wash them. So I pretty much just, yeah, if I feel like my scalp is getting itchy, which is around once a week, it might be longer, then I'll go ahead and wash my locks. If not, I just leave it be. I know in my last wash and moisturize routine video that I did, I mentioned that all I used on my locks was aloe vera to put moisture back in my hair, but since we're in the winter seasons and it's been a little bit colder, I have gone back to using oils in my hair. Not a lot. If anything, I oil it after I shampoo it, but I don't oil it like just on a daily basis or anything like that. I just oil it after I shampoo it, and I shampoo my hair, let it completely dry, and then I add the oil to my hair. And as far as oils that I use, it could really be whatever. As long as it's a natural oil. The only oil that I stay away from in the colder months is coconut oil, because of the fact that it does solidify on my locks and create like a cast. So other than that, I use whatever oil, natural oil that I have handy, whether it's grapeseed oil, castor oil, whatever. I use whatever oil that I have handy. And then another really, really good question that I got was, do your locks grow away from your scalp like mine? If so, how do you manage them? And I thought that was a very good question. I've been asked that question several times throughout my lock journey. And for the longest, I didn't even really know what it meant. I was like, your hair grow away from the lock? Like, I didn't even really understand what that meant. I thought it was like almost just talking about like loose hairs. But the longer that I've gotten into my journey, I do understand what it means. And I do have a couple of locks that I feel like, God, I hope I can find them. I can never find shit when I'm like on camera looking for it. But I do have a few locks. Maybe. I really can't even find one. But I do have some locks where I've noticed that the hair is not like growing wrapped into the lock, but more so it's just the new growth is just not attaching to the lock. And I feel like that's what people mean when they say your hair is growing away from the locks. And that can be detrimental to your locks because it can thin your locks out, and nobody wants that. So what I've done is when I notice that there's like an excessive amount of loose hair around my lock, I just wrap it back around. I don't retwist it, I don't do anything, I just wrap it back around. And if that doesn't work, well, I have thick locks, so I don't feel like I'm at so much risk of thinning out as somebody who might have like 200, 150 locks on their head. Like, my hair is not at risk. So I just look at it like, and the fact that I'm a semi-freeformer, I just look at it like I'm just going to have new locks in those places eventually. And God, I really wish I could find one right now, but I cannot. I'll try and insert some footage when I do find one, because I have plenty of locks that have hair that has grown outside the lock. So yeah, but that's when it goes back to, if you're looking for like that manicured set of locks, then semi-freeforming is not for you. But if you just want your locks to be organic and do as you want them to, there's really not a problem with the hair growing outside of the locks unless you have tiny locks. And I have noticed, because I'm a loctician as well, and I have noticed that a lot of my clients that come in that have like 100 plus tiny locks on their head, a lot of them are going through thinning, whether it's at the root or somewhere throughout the length of the lock, and they end up wanting to combine their locks. And I think that's because when you have tinier locks, I mean, I'm not going to say you can't freeform or semi-freeform when you have skinnier locks, but keep in mind, you're allowing your roots to merge together, and if you choose to separate them or get a retwist eventually down the line, you're actually splitting that hair apart, breaking it apart at the root, which can cause thinning. So I feel like if you have super skinny locks, semi-freeforming, I don't know. Just from based off of what I've seen. If I'm wrong, correct me. But based off of what I've seen, when you have skinnier locks, I think you need to be on a regular schedule with your loctician, and there's no like bouncing back and forth, like you going 6 months without a retwist and then going in to get a retwist. You're going to experience some breakage just because you have to separate those roots to retwist it back into a manicured state. So I don't recommend that. But as far as my locks, because they're thick, I've had issues with thinning on a couple of locks where my texture is like a lot looser. Like these two locks on the side right here, for example, they're super skinny, and I'm even thinking about combining them because they're just so skinny, and I feel like down the line those could possibly break because of just the root being so skinny and then having so much weight on them, as well as my longest lock in my entire head, which is this one right here. I actually did have a jewel, like combining the loose hair around the root just to keep that in place. But if I had to combine it to another lock, to me, I'd rather do that than lose the lock. So I'm just keeping my eye on it to see how it goes over time. But as far as did I have any more questions? I thought I had 3 questions. The status of your locks, which the status of my locks, they're extremely healthy, they're growing, they are thriving. It's still the best decision I have ever made as far as my hair goes, and I highly recommend anybody who's thinking about locking their hair, especially freeform or semi-freeform locking your hair, just do it. Just do it. So sometimes I get bored and feel like, I want to do something. Like, I thought about retwisting my locks, I thought about coloring my locks, and I realized it's just because I'm bored and I don't really want to do it, because I'd regret it immediately after I did it. So I don't see myself doing that anytime soon. If anything, I don't know if you can see in this lighting, but I dyed the top of my head red probably about like a year plus ago, and I ended up dyeing it back to black, and some of that color is fading out. So I definitely don't want any reddish tones to appear back in my hair. So if anything, I might dye my hair like a natural black. I messed up last time because I did like a jet black, and I used the cheap brand, which ended up giving me a rash all over my neck and chest, which was just horrible. But if I dye my hair again, I'll use a better quality of color, and it will be like a natural black, like probably even just like a dark brown, because you know when you dye your hair dark, it just pulls darker anyway. So that's probably what I would do, but I don't feel the need to do it now or anytime soon. So that's pretty much it as far as my lock update goes. I wish I had more to say. I'm almost 3 years locked. April 19th, 2020 will be my 3-year lock anniversary, and that's very, very exciting. I can't wait. I cannot wait. And just seeing how my hair has grown. Sometimes I don't even realize how much my hair has grown until I look back at old videos, and I'm like, damn, my hair was short. My hair was so short. And I didn't even realize how much my hair shrunk up in the first year. Because I swear when I started my locks, my hair was like the length that you see now. My hair, this was the length of my hair when I first started my locks. And the fact that my shit shrunk up to like here is crazy. So you gotta document your journey. You gotta document your journey, especially if you're feeling like you're not seeing results. Document it, and you will be so surprised when you look back at how much your hair has grown. So yeah, that is it as far as I can think of for my lock journey. If you are wanting to get your hands on my African black soap or any of the goodies on my website, I will leave a link below. It's rosserholisticcare.com, and right now everything is on sale. Buy 2, get 1 free. I will enter the code that you type in at checkout to receive that discount. And it's great. I have not only black soap, I have shea butter, I have yoni steams, herbal facial steams, elderberry syrup, toothpaste. I have so many things. And the elderberry syrup is something you probably want to get your hands on with this wild virus that's spreading, you know. Even though it's still not even like as big as what the media is trying to make it out to be, like just wash your fucking hands and don't touch your face. But you want to keep your immune system boosted up in the meantime. So, you know, elderberry syrup, herbal steams, all that kind of stuff is what you need. Eat a good diet, lots of quality fruits and vegetables. And I think you'll be all right. I don't think you're going to die from corona. So, yeah, that is it for my lock update. Make sure to subscribe if you have not. I appreciate everybody who's still been commenting and subscribing, even though I have not posted any content in over a month. I promise I'm gonna do better. I promise. I'm gonna drop some vlogs. I've had somebody ask me to do a morning routine. I think I can do those type of things. I believe I can do those type of things. So stay tuned and get ready for this little snippet of what my locks are looking like now. Peace out, y'all. This to me is an example of like my new growth that has grown away from this lock that is next to it. The skinnier part is the new growth and the thick part is the lock. and it has grown away from the lock, but it actually is forming into its own new lock. Gonna be a skinny lock that probably don't last for long. I mean, it might, who knows, but to me, it's just gonna be a new lock.